Hey, yo, alright man, look. I've been seeing a lot of people on the internet talk about the final boss fight in the sequel to Breath of the Wild, which makes me think a few things. Firstly, aren't we getting a little bit ahead of ourselves? We ain't even got the title yet, but it is an interesting thought, especially when you figure whoever said it's Ganondorf, right? Now don't get me wrong, I believe that's him in the announcement trailer, and with the dramatic resurrection we saw, I'd be disappointed if there wasn't a showdown with him somewhere. Insert mild Age of Calamity spoiler here. I'd love another sick one-on-one face-off that escalates into him mutating into a larger pig beast Ocarina of Time style, or Breath of the Wild style, but more so the way Ocarina did it, before Link ultimately takes him out behind the old shed, if you know what I'm saying. A lot of people would love to see something reminiscent of Twilight Princess or Wind Waker. There was a high-speed horseback chase in Twilight Princess, and they both had epic sword battles, and Zelda helping us out as an NPC with the Bow of Light. So Ganondorf is an obvious go-to bet for the finale fight, but what if we get a curveball? It wouldn't be the first time a Zelda game has led us to a plot twist with a big bad, so it's definitely possible that Ganondorf is the last mini-boss, or a final puppet on the string himself. My dream scenario for the final boss is to see the full circle come to completion, something that ties it all the way back to Skyward Sword. If you don't already know where I'm going with this one, guys, it'd be a welcome surprise if they whipped out Demise. For those not familiar with the lore, Demise is the most OG demon in the entire series. He is to Ganondorf as the goddess Hylia is to Zelda, and the spirit of the hero, who I don't believe we've ever actually seen or heard much of really, is to Link. Hell, maybe that's what the green glowing hand is all about, but I'll digress. The Zelda team may very well utilize the timeline more elaborately than anyone's ever seen, and I for one think that would be impressively awesome. Demise was only ever in Skyward Sword. When Hyrule Castle rises at the end of the trailer, does that have anything to do with Skyloft? What if Demise himself comes to try and finish us off after Ganondorf fails as a proper vessel to carry out his plans, huh? If the sequel to Breath of the Wild is intended to be the canonical final legend of whichever specific timeline branch it stems from, then I can't think of a better ending than a face-off against the original Demon King that set the whole curse in motion in the first place. Finally putting an end to Demise's curse and the infinite reincarnation cycle is a bit tricky though, because it would negate the entire theme of the timeless struggles between good and evil that the series has built itself around. And while we'll never see a game with an eternally peaceful Hyrule, Nintendo could get away with this because they already set a 10,000 year gap from the other games in the series leading up to the events in Breath of the Wild, and they also split the timeline again 100 years before with Age of Calamity, if that is part of the official timeline as well, which is still to be discussed, so they could always make more games with Ganondorf in them. Don't worry, buddy, he's not going anywhere. But one final thought I have is that if we get Demise in the sequel, and if Age of Calamity is canon, then that means that even though Breath of the Wild got the tragic ending compared to the more happy, optimistic ending that we see in Age of Calamity, that from a long-term perspective, when you include Breath of the Wild and its sequel as one full story, that would make for the most ultimate happy ending, no pun intended, and that in the Age of Calamity timeline, the bloodline of the goddess and the spirit of the hero will still potentially have many more Calamity Ganons to face up against. But however it goes down in the end, we'll eventually see. This is just the beginning. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. Leave yours in the comments. Did I miss anything interesting? I want to know. Of course, please like and share the video if you got something out of it. Subscribe if you're new and you want to stay current. Hit the bell to catch things first. It's all free. You can change your mind at any time, and it all supports the channel so much. It's absolutely crazy. So anyway, thank you so very much for watching. Until next time, stay well, stay cool, and always keep punching out there. Aloha.